So while I smoke up some nether rack, notice I separated that so I don't get demonetized for saying something else. Welcome back everyone for another round of Minecraft Modded. No new mod today, but thanks to the mob capture mod that I added last time and getting another one, I've actually really expanded my trading back in the village there. I've also managed to clear a lot more of the mountainside, so I actually have it to the point that I want to start building out. I'm just going to probably fill in around the edges as needed. So that's going to be the main focus today, but you can see I also have a nice little roadway kind of going, really just waiting on getting the chicken coop out of the way and moved inside. No reason why I want to push forward today on the interior area. And it's going to go into that little area. You see, it's basically going to go right into the little storefront that I've set up, so that will all get moved later, you know, all get done. But I am getting a lot of trades now, which is fantastic, getting to mess with that. You can see how many emeralds I have going, even more there. I started buying lanterns because I'm going to do lamp posts along the pathway, and just generally getting some other things put together, glowstone, things like that I can spend the emeralds on. But let's go get started digging out. Today, hopefully the beginnings of the main room, the lobby over here. So I think I'm going to start right here. I'm not sure how far back I really need to go, but if I build it here, it's close enough I can do a little curve around to this area when I make that big semi-tower looking area into an actual tower for production. Also, I'm kind of re-evaluating having just a completely separate section over here for the Nether Portal. I think I'm going to build off of the lobby and still have it where it's a separate room that can be locked off. Because again, I do have a mod I want to try later. And then the reason for not putting this in the middle is once I get the Nether Portal side done, I'll put the chicken coop over here, embedded in the wall so they can't jump out everywhere and glitch through. But the closer they are to where I'm normally going to be working, the more annoying it's going to be. So it doesn't look like much right now, of course, but basically think of like a red carpet type walkway. Then we have a little bit of space on each side towards the walls, allowing for room to maneuver around. And I'll probably, look at this, I'll probably bring it out where I'll put the outer wall along here on each side. So it'd be, you know, this kind of distance from the middle to here. And basically I'm going to replicate something similar to what I've done in the past, where I'm going to have an autonomous, semi-autonomous brewing station set up. That's actually pretty easy to do. It just takes a lot of hoppers. I want to have, of course, the double chest. So what I'm thinking is, in the past I did it down sitting on the floor, but I'm going to put it down into the floor. So it'll sit like right here, and then I'll have a chest in the wall that is like an equipment storage type thing for holding food supplies and such. And then I want to do some dispensers for different things. Like as I upgrade, I get to the point I can, and I have spare armor. It'll be like a diamond sword, diamond armor pieces type like that set up around it. I could just come up here, hit a button, and get it shot out at me, not have to worry about storing it in the chest so much. And I'm hoping with my trading stuff, eventually I'm going to get some really good diamond trades. So the normal Nether Portal is a 4x5, so 5 tall, 4 wide, so you have 2 blocks in the middle for the pathway, basically like the door part of it. You can build bigger, and I'm going to go ahead and build bigger now, just for the fact that I want something a little bit bigger, a little bit more grandiose, but not oversized. So I am actually going to do a 6, so I'm going to have 4 in the middle of walking path. And up to, let's see if I get there, that point. So basically this is the height. So I'm going to have to build up around that, which means I'll have to dig out around that too. But what I'm doing here is basically setting this up to where I have all the blocks like that. And just so you don't have to waste time trying to get a diamond pickaxe to pick up obsidian. You just go and drop it in, and there we go. I now have obsidian blocks in the places that I need them to be. And so here, you know, you can make it a little bit easier on the sides because you really don't need as much space on the sides because you're just doing the outer area. You're not doing a full all the way across on each one. So just going like, bam, done. And doing the same thing there. Bam, done. And now I have the next level up. It's just, you're basically building a mold. And it's no different than in real life when we have a mold and we put molten metal into it or something like that to produce a cast iron type trinket or something. It's basically no different. You're just creating a mold and filling it up one level at a time to be able to use water and extinguish the lava and turn it into obsidian. And it has to be lava source blocks, which fortunately I do have a nice little lava spot right out there that still has plenty of lava source blocks. Of course, if you're doing like me and not building in an open area where you can see every bit of the scaffold that you need, you might have to do some interesting digging around to make things work, like I'm doing right here. And there we have it, a completely done obsidian frame for the Nether Portal, which means now I just gotta turn the thing on. And here we go, flint and steel, bam, we have a working Nether Portal. Let me just go ahead and do this in case some pigmen come out. And it's off to the Nether. All right. And so I am here and waiting for everything to load in. Like I says, we need to go deeper. Like, I'm really going deeper. It's more like I'm going, you know, somewhere completely otherworldly instead. And there we go. Okay, I heard some sizzling for a second. Just had to make sure. Oh yeah, fire over there, that's why it is. I'm going to grab a lot of netherrack because I want to use netherrack bricks for a lot of my decoration. And I love how that lava just decided to start flowing as soon as I come into the area. I'll probably build like a base here at some point, where I have some kind of structure, some kind of fortification. But right now I'm not worried about cosmetics for the area. I just want to get supplies. And that harvesting mod is making it very easy. Oh yeah, just see how fast that is to get supplies. And I've got quartz too, so that is really beneficial because now I can make some of the stuff I've been wanting to make using redstone. One of those things being a way to create a very fast repeating clock circuit for my egg dispenser setup to simplify hatching eggs to make chickens. And so again, I'm using the John Smith texture pack, or John Smith Legacy, with a link in the description if you're wanting to check it out. Let me see if I can get him to stay still long enough so you can see what he looks like in this. So that's the pigman with this texture pack. A lot nicer than just the generic pigman. It's actually like they have intelligence and they have armor. You know, like they're actually thinking for themselves. Okay, one problem with digging out very quickly here is stuff like this, where you quickly uncover a lava block that was completely enclosed and then it floods out the area and you're like, oh crap, now I gotta wait for it to clear. Oh, look at him. He's taking his first step. So while I smoke up some nether rack, notice I separated that so I don't get demonetized for saying something else. I'm going to set up my little station, if it'll let me target the right way. It's kind of, you know, the way you have to point this is kind of irritating at times to get it to line up just right. There we go. So basically I'm just going to set up, even though I really want to move this out of here so I can do a better job with it, this is going to work perfectly fine right here. And basically I'm just going to make a little clock. And if I remember it right, oh, let me think about this. I believe it was like this. And then I just need like a switch or something over there. Let me grab some other stuff real quick. Okay, I had it wrong. It's not this. It's very similar, but it's not that. So basically what you want is, I mean, that direction should be fine. Go around the curve. What you need is this, where it's pointing in, then comes off this way like that. And then it goes like this. And that's supposed to, there we go. Oh, not what I meant for it to do. Okay. Did not mean for it to do like that. So I'm gonna have to move the fence. So what I'm doing now is basically just, I go in here, I grab some eggs into my inventory and transfer them up to here. It's not completely automatic. Yes, I do have to go do this part right now, but later on I will have in the new coop, once I start building it, it will have a fully automated little transport system that will move the eggs up the chain and into the hopper system so they can be completely automated in terms of distribution. And all I'll have to do is basically leave this on. So very simple little clock circuit. You saw how fast it goes. I say, yeah, I've got time. And just make sure you have a good solid block at the back so that they have something to hit. And before I was having it where they were getting stuck on the ledge. Now this is perfectly fine. Solid block. And of course, once I build it in the new spot, I won't have to worry about them managing to glitch through the wall or get up here because I won't have fence posts or anything. I'll have solid blocks all the way around and just the same thing, but with a bigger system. You know, probably 3 or 4 double chests plus the hoppers to feed down, and I can just leave that going all the time and let it just shoot out eggs as they get produced. And then once I get to a point where there's enough chickens, I just go over here, you know, I'll go to the switch, and the switch will be in a different spot. It'll be like, as I walk in, it'll be on the wall to turn that on and off. And I just, you know, go and give it time for the eggs to build up again. And once the eggs have built up enough, then it will be harvesting time. I'll harvest the chickens with a different approach than I've been doing. Not sword, using a potion of harming, kill them all at one go, get all the supplies, all the food and feathers, and then turn around and trigger the eggs to be hatched again and just let it go until I have another insane amount of chickens in there. And of course, even with the automatic egg dispenser, it's still important to use up my big stockpile of seeds because I get experience points for every baby chicken that I make this way, or rather, the adult chickens make this way. I'm not making the chickens, they are. So this is how Nether Brick looks with this texture pack. It has a nice darker contrast to it, which will work really well with some of the brighter blocks. And I really like the aspect of it having the brick texture to it rather than going with like a dark wood flooring on this level. I might do like really dark wood on another level, but for this level, I want to go with Nether Brick. Honestly, between the two, I think I like the more smoother, continuous look of the granite, but I like the coloring of the diorite better in terms of just the contrast. It's almost a black and white, but not quite. So it's a dark red, really deep red and gray, a very light gray. So it still gives that black and white kind of contrast. I think it'll look better with that. I'm going to leave both of them for now and come back to this later. Hopefully my other nether bricks are done cooking. So yes, I have some interesting new trades or traders. And I've learned that when I redo this, I'm not going to set them as far back because it is kind of a pain to get to them when they decide to move backwards. But, ooh, I didn't even see that. Now I've got nether wart. I've got Bottle of Enchanting. So that's some new trays that have been added since the last time I traded with them. After, I guess, he, you know, reset for the day. And here's the stretch of what will be kind of the road, the pathway. Instead of doing cobblestone, brick, or anything like that, I've just decided I'm going to beat the grass and turn it into like a paved grass way because it just seems a little bit easier and a little bit more realistic to like a medieval type time where it's just more of a beaten path. And as you see, I've got some good trades with the villagers, and that's no mods affecting the trades themselves. That's just using the mob catcher mod so that I can transport villagers from other villages and put them carefully where I want them to be and let them collect to or connect to the workstation I want them to connect to. And once all that's gone out of the way and I've got stables and everything done, I basically have a straight pathway from in there straight through to the village, So very quick and easy, straight there, trade, straight back with a horse, with llamas, with mule, whatever I can get later. And you know what? We're going to go ahead and dump. Oh, actually, we're going to take some of that out because I've got some more dead chickens. So that's going to be it for this episode of Minecraft Modded. I've got some work to do in the nether. Get more nether rack and turn it into nether brick and do some more decorating in the lobby. And then really the nether portal room. But I have a nice big nether portal. Interestingly, it didn't build the same nether portal size on the other side. So that might be something later on. I try to replace the portal on the other side with a bigger one so it matches. Looks a little bit more appropriate. But yeah, I've got trading going. I have got my starting of the actual real work rooms in the base. Not just working on the big wall section. So soon I'll have some better production going, and now it's just getting a little bit easier on some of the stuff, other than I'm not finding a lot of iron still, and I still haven't found any diamonds. So I'm hoping I'll get a really good trade for some diamond stuff, you know, from one of my traders that I set up, but we'll have to see. But that's it for this episode. So if you enjoyed it, hit the like button, leave me a comment below, and hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. As always, I'm your host, Mr. Spicy. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to keep it spicy this week, and I'll see you in the next video.